Well, here it is. I said I'd make a video about the electric power steering conversion. It was not an easy job. A lot of custom work. This swap does clean up the engine bay a lot. You don't have the big power steering line going over. You don't have the pump up front. You don't have all the lines in the back. Everything's cleaned up. So the EP3 rack is a little bit different. You have to add these 3-inch spacers. I did aluminum blocks because they're easy to drill through. And they are solid. That's the only way to get this rack up high enough to fit through that opening in there. You can see it. Otherwise, it doesn't actually line up. But with the 3-inch spacers, it lines up perfectly. It's in the same spot. It actually seems like it's tucked in a little bit closer to the firewall, but it is very, very solid. I do want to cross brace these aluminum blocks, connect them to each other for sturdiness. But that will be in the future. Underneath the dash, you have to find a place to put the computer. I ran the 3 signal wires from the ECU over here to the driver's side, put the computer underneath the dash. And then this is where you have to trim, just at the bottom of the opening. It's really small. Since the rack is a little different angle, you have to trim it a little bit. And that was good enough, just about half an inch down. Wasn't a big deal, and it is really thin metal, so I just used tin snips. I also ran all the wiring through there. So you've got your power and ground, to the rack, your power wire to the computer. So after everything's set up, you need to run your power wire. You have a couple options for that. I ran mine through the firewall into the grommet for the fuse box. Ran it with all of that. Ran it into the fuse box. I'm using a EP3 setup. They have a spot for a fuse right here. This card doesn't come with them. You have to open the fuse box. I'll show you all of the pictures of it, what I need to do. You need to install a nut in there because it doesn't come with one. So if you want it to be OEM like I have it, you'll do it that way. If not, you can run it power wire straight to the battery, run an inline fuse, and you're good. Just won't look as clean, but it's a lot easier to do. This is the other side of the fuse box. You'll need this connector. You can get those at the junkyard. Most of the cars have them. If they have electric power steering, it'll have it. Cut it off, attach it. You have to de-pin it, but that's the way to get it to look clean. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram. I'll help you out on there. It's a fairly easy swap, but if you don't know how to do wiring, I wouldn't attempt this because it is your steering system. So if you don't really know what all this is, I wouldn't mess with it.